you ever given advice to someone? You ever received some advice that was a little bit iffy? In a time where so many people want to give out advice, I'm one of them, on how we can live better, how we can be more productive, how we can be happier. Who the hell do you listen to? So many people have different ideas, they've got different experiences, and that shapes their advice. So who can actually give trusted advice? Who you go to for advice is completely up to you. And even if you don't want advice, sometimes it's difficult to actually avoid people giving you advice. People tend to like giving their opinion, and sometimes you can open a can of worms when you ask someone for a bit of advice, when you're looking for a bit of help. It can lead to some unsolicited advice. Sometimes this is from family and friends who care about you and want the best for you, or sometimes they just want their opinions heard. You've then got social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, with lots of people giving out advice, whether you're looking for it or not. People can have different motivations for wanting to give advice. It could be that they just simply want to help people. It could be that they want their own rewards like fame or money. Who knows why people do what they do? But that doesn't even matter. What does matter is one simple thing to consider when you are receiving advice, and that is that people can only speak from their own experience, which means their advice is limited by their experiences. Someone cannot talk about something in a genuine manner unless they've experienced it themselves. And even if the person who is giving you advice has experienced the same thing that they're advising you on, the emotions they experience, the way they would react in that situation could be completely different to how you'd react. Our experiences are never the exact same because two people cannot be exactly the same. No matter if the situation was the same, the experiences between two people are always different. Now, I want to emphasize that I'm strictly talking about life advice. Of course, there'll be times when you need an expert's opinion on something, like a lawyer or an accountant, or when you're about to get a safety briefing. But in this video, I'm talking specifically about life advice. So, people can only provide advice from their frame of experience. And unless they're able to detach themselves from their experiences entirely and completely immerse themselves in your experiences, spoiler alert, they can't, their advice will have some bias. Now, this is not to say that people don't have good intentions when they give an advice. But the thing is, no one can truly predict how you'll act in a situation, how you'll feel, and what you'll do. When people say, "Oh, I know you'll love this," no, they don't. They're assuming that you'll love it. They're assuming what you'll feel, for better or for worse. So the point here is not to take people's opinion as gospel. Take it as an opportunity to be more informed about something, but nothing more than that. And this is where we have to take responsibility when asking for advice. We need to not expect the perfect formula or the perfect strategy from other people. Just because they've done it doesn't mean there's a perfect strategy behind it. And don't be fooled if someone tries to sell you otherwise. People can only talk about the strategy that worked for them. And even then, it may not have worked out as well as they may think. They could have got lucky, or things may have just fallen into place. Or it could be that they was in the right environment with the right conditions to succeed. Regardless of what happened, people will reframe their experiences in a way that makes them feel better. So how can you truly take someone's advice on board? Now, this isn't a call to never listen to anybody. It's a call for you to take responsibility for yourself and not to rely on other people's advice. Seek advice, of course, but don't bank on it. Experience things for yourself. Reflect on how you felt. Only you know yourself, and most of us don't know ourselves fully, what we're capable of, what we'll feel in any given situation. It may not even be possible to fully know ourselves, but give yourself that chance. No one can truly understand how you experience something. Take pleasure in being able to uniquely experience your own experiences, as crazy as that sounds. Now, this should go without saying, but you should also bear this in mind when you're actually giving advice. We can't determine what is right or wrong for the other person we're giving advice to. You don't know them well enough for that, and you'll never know enough about someone to determine what is right or wrong for them. Even friends and family, you can only have your say, but that's it. It's just your opinion. Don't get upset when people don't treat your advice as gospel, regardless of how much you care about them. This isn't easy, but it's something we must accept. Plus, you're never going to be able to fully control your biases when you are given advice and when you're talking about your experiences. For example, you might have someone that's about to embark on something new, and it might be something that you struggled with. Don't let your negative experiences manifest themselves in negative advice. And that's the same for positive experiences. Don't blindly think that because you loved it, everyone else will too. Have your say and do no more. Allow people to experience things for themselves, because an individual's experience cannot be replicated, no matter how good you or they are at articulating it. Let people take pride in the fact that their experience is unique. Everyone should enjoy the ride of life. Everyone should enjoy the process of figuring things out for themselves.